G'day guys, Chronicles of Solid here and welcome back to the garage. I've been on kind of a journey looking for the best tank bag I could find, and I've gone through a lot of different tank bags, and I think I've finally found one that fits my purposes, and that's this, the Giant Loop Diablo Pro. So let's get into the review. So this is the harness system for the bike. You just attach it on either side to the frame and then down at the headstock there. And the reason I got this tank bag is because most tank bags I've tried, they either squash this and cut the fuel breather hose, or they come too far up on the seat and they're too high, so they get in the way of standing up on the bike or putting a leg out in a corner. So just for demonstration purposes, you can see me standing on the bike, and the great thing about this bag is it doesn't come back far enough when I'm standing up to really get in the way of my legs. Also, if I'm standing up, the bag isn't as high as my crutch, so I don't get hit in any uncomfortable regions, which can be... So the inside is fairly accommodating. It has nice little features, like it has a little bit here where you can bring cables in and charge your electronic devices. It's got basic features that most tank bags have, like a top zip section here. This little divider, you can actually move anywhere you want to keep all your stuff. Down in here I've got all my little knickknacks. Just to give you a sense of scale, this is a 550ml water bottle, and it comfortably fits in there and zips up. So you could fit quite a lot in here. It's 4 liters all up. Doesn't sound like much, but it's actually quite a bit when you jam everything in nicely. It also has a little pocket here, which is great. I keep my change and, you know, a few little bits that aren't too much of an issue. If I crash, I'm not going to cry if I lose those. This is the 2017 model, so this is the updated version, and basically the updated version has this little clip here, and it also has Velcro on the bottom. The 2016 model did not have that, and that's another fantastic feature on this tank bag. It has a zip system here, and it has that on both sides, so that means you can unzip one side, flip it off like so. It'll just sit like that, and then you can take your fuel cap up, fill up on fuel, and then zip it back up and you're good to go. You don't have to remove it completely, which is really nice. The removal procedure is pretty easy. You just unzip both sides, undo the Velcro bit, and it comes right off. Has a nice little carry handle there so you can walk around, and there you can see again, that's where you would run your cables through. Obviously I can just run a USB through there into the bag and it charges away. So the map section is fairly easily accessible. It's just one little button clip, and then you've got a Velcro section, and as you can see it's quite a large space. You can see that's an iPad mini, and that'll easily fit in the top of the tank bag section. So if you wanted a really comfy big GPS in your tank bag, it'll fit an iPad mini, so that's pretty impressive. So this tank bag is really fitting perfectly with my riding. I've had Wolfman tank bags in the past. I love them. They've been really good, but they don't really make a tank bag that stays out of the way on a small bike like this. I've tried the Enduro tank bag and it was still too tall and got in the way when I was standing up and riding. I've tried the small Expedition bag, same problem. I've tried little Enduro pocket, and I've also tried the Giant Loop Enduro pocket, and both of those didn't quite carry as much as I needed. So here is a height comparison for you. Now this is the Wolfman Expedition small tank bag, which has the same footprint as the Enduro and will pretty much go as small if you pull it right down, but it means you can't fit much in it. Now you can see, compared to the Giant Loop over here, just the height difference does make a difference when you're standing up. You wouldn't think that a couple of centimeters would be a big deal, but it is. That really hits me straight in the crutch, which can be really annoying, whereas this does not off-road, and that's a big deal for me. It does look a bit wide, but it's not actually wide enough to get in the way of your legs or anything because of that short profile. And the biggest plus of the Giant Loop bag is this curved bit at the front to allow that fuel breather hose. Not a lot of tank bags have that. This one, for instance, does not. So the Giant Loop Diablo Pro is not 100% waterproof. It's certainly water resistant, and the zips are pretty good, so they keep the water out in most rainy conditions. But if it was really chucking it down and you were out for hours and hours, or if you crashed in a stream or a puddle, it would certainly stand a chance of letting some water in. But they do supply this, a little dry pod they call it. It's just a little waterproof bag which you can put in the bag, and it clips in with these buckles and sits in there nicely, and that'll keep all your stuff 100% dry. In my eyes, the biggest problem with the tank bag, I think, is the price. You certainly get quality for that value, but when you're considering that this is pretty much $100 more than the Wolfman Enduro tank bag, you're not getting much more in creature comforts for your money. You're really paying for that concaved underneath and the comfort of not having it obstruct your movement while you're riding. Those two things to me were worth that $100. But if you're looking for a cheaper tank bag, I would suggest looking at the Wolfman range. But if you have the cash and you want that comfort and those extra features, I'd go the Giant Loop Diablo Pro. This fits perfectly on a smaller bike. As on this bike, this is a WR250R from Yamaha with the IMS 18 litre tank, and it fits perfectly. I'm 180 centimeters tall, and it doesn't get in the way of my legs when I'm riding, so 2 thumbs up from me. Anyway guys, thanks for watching that quick review. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. I've been Chronicles of Solid, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later guys.